Hey, howdy. Okay, I've learned my lesson. No more using keybinds for OBS, because I keep accidentally pressing them. And I keep accidentally stopping streams and recordings. That is not going to happen anymore because I've unbound all of them. And granted, there was only one, but whatever. So, what I'm going to do today, I have a bit of a special thing planned that I was already in the middle of when I realized that I had stopped recording again. But, you know, salt aside. Sam has been cooking and added a new feature to YNO, and it's this tab up here for locations. And I don't think I'm going to be actively using this today, but I think this is really cool. It's awesome that this exists. And this also means that there's now a way to track whether you've been to certain locations, at least as far as the location cache goes. So, suppose I go alphabetical or I go by player count, I could just go to all of the locations I haven't seen yet, and I could approach the platinum and diamond Urasuki trophies. Now, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm up to 80% again, at least on the site. I think I'm still at 79 here. But I'm fine with just going to do free expeditions today. And I would do this in Collective Unconscious, but it's only implemented in Tuki right now, and I sort of get the feeling that it might stay that way. I'm actually not sure. But yeah, let's go. The first area on the docket is Secret Society. And while I'm heading there, I can talk about something that I've been recently engaged in that has been making me laugh a lot. That being it's something known as the Ignoble Peace Prize. How to explain this? The Ignoble Peace Prize is sort of like, if you've ever heard of the Golden Raspberries, this is like an equivalent of the Golden Raspberries, but for academic papers. And if you've never heard of the Golden Raspberries, the best way I can describe it is it's like the anti-Academy Awards. It is an award ceremony all about picking the worst movies and actors of the year. So you can probably guess what the equivalent for that is for academia. Picking the absolute worst of the worst as far as funny and completely irrelevant in academic papers. And every once in a while they'll also pepper in some awards that are for political stuff, but it's not extremely common. Every once in a while there will be like one award for a specific person or group of people who messed up in a major way. Like they gave one out to some executives at BP on the same year as the BP oil spill. They gave out an honorary one to a bunch of world leaders in 2020 for reasons that you can probably guess. But they never overdo it. It's only like one or maybe two awards per. Now, last time I tried this, I ended up trying to go through Server Hub. And as it happens, I don't have that connection unlocked yet, so we're going to go the other way. But at least by doing this, I unlock the connection in the future. But satire like that is kind of tricky to enjoy because it's part of the reason why I stopped using Reddit. And I stopped using Reddit years ago, to be fair. But satire is something that you can only really enjoy with a small spoon. Because the more satire you consume, the less funny it is. You gotta, pace yourself and find the stuff that's really crazy and stupid and funny. Because if that's all if all you do is laugh at crazy things that happen on the internet or in the real world, you know, eventually you're gonna get used to it. There's an art to doing that kind of stuff deliberately. And that's why I never really got into Mad Magazine. Or like Mad Magazine or the social commentary shows, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, the Family Guys and American Dads and South Parks of the world. Ooh. That was... What are the names of those? I don't remember. Those, like, breadfish. I've always wanted one of them. I've always wanted to eat one of those. Because I've heard they're quite good, and I've always been intrigued by them. Oh, that was lovely. But Mad Magazine in particular, I suspect some of you may have never interacted with Mad Magazine. And, I mean, I don't blame you. It's kind of a dying art. Joke magazines like that, or like political commentary magazines. Because they've just been replaced by, you know, it's been replaced by Reddit, and replaced by, basically every social media outlet. And, like, that's fine. Because I say that satire is best enjoyed with a small spoon, but I say that mainly for myself. If you get a lot of enjoyment out of just constantly seeing satire in your feed, then the modern internet is really good at that. So you're in luck. But Mad Magazine in particular, there's a lot of things that really intrigue me about it. Because I remember years and years ago, I ended up getting, my dad ended up getting me it was some anniversary issue of Mad that was, I don't even remember how many years it was, but it was a lot. Might have been 50? And what they did is they just compiled the best panel from every single year. It might have actually been 25 now that I think about it. That would make more sense. Because a lot of the stuff was about the Bush administration. But I got a very unique kind of enjoyment out of it. Because I had no idea who any of those people were. Because I was like, I don't remember how old I was, but I don't think I was in my teens, but I was close, so I might have been like 11 or 12. And I wasn't alive for the Bush administration. So I heard all these things about, like, all these, like, panels about, like, 9/11 and Dick Cheney and Sarah Palin. And I looked at it and went, like, interesting. It was almost like reading an academic document. I got a weird kind of enjoyment out of it because I'd never heard of these people in my life. But that also kind of defeats the purpose of Mad Magazine, right? It's meant to be satire, but the way that I was able to enjoy it was because I didn't get the joke. And it almost makes me wonder if that's why satire is so common on the internet these days. Is that it serves a dual purpose. If you get the joke is funny. If you don't get the joke, you learn something. Now, granted, that's a pretty biased thing that you're learning, because the thing that you're learning it from is explicitly designed to make fun of it. But you're still learning. Like, as long as you learn to filter out the gunk and filter out the author's personal bias, which is a hard thing to do, but it is possible, then you learn a lot of stuff from satire. But the other thing that interests me about Mad Magazine is that it wasn't always a magazine. Mad Magazine was originally a comic. And the reason why it became a magazine was to dodge the restrictions of the comics code that it had a hand in helping to create them. Because I ended up learning all about this back in freshman year of college. I took a class on evolution of the graphic novel. And it was really interesting because it went into like how graphic novels kind of came to be. And part of it was, okay, well, what led to... This is new to me. I'm going to assume this is Kotensu stuff. So let's go through Oil Puddle World. It'll be easier that way. Yeah, I thought so. But, part of the discussion at first was, okay, well, how did we get here? How did graphic novels come about? Well, graphic novels originated in the comics movement. That's comics with an X. It was an underground movement of really, like, almost... very, very raunchy comics. Almost too raunchy. It was a contrarian movement, because it was going against the grain of, oh, here are all these regulations that you now can't say these things in comics. And the result was a bunch of stuff that was, oh, unfortunately, in a lot of places, really racist and really sexist, but, you know, that was kind of the point in writing these, was they wanted to defy the grain. And that eventually led to the creation of graphic novels with with Mao's and eventually other such graphic novels like it, and it formed its own little culture long after the comics code had been tweaked and modified to the point where it wasn't nearly as taxing as it once was. How do you get to Smiling Signs World from here? Oh. I see. So you have to come here through, Smiley Signs World. I guess Fluorescent Halls it is, then. But I still remember the story of why the comics code was implemented in the first place. And it's a fun one. So there's this guy, I believe his name is Richard Wortham? I might be, I think I used the wrong first name, but his last name was definitely Wortham. He was a psychoanalyst. Now, okay, anyone who knows anything about psychoanalysis, that will immediately set off alarm bells. But to those who have never heard about psychoanalysis, that's Sigmund Freud. Everything related to Sigmund Freud and Kant and the stuff like the collective unconscious, teehee. Dreams, kind of a accidental inspiration for this game, and you and Nikki, now that I think about it. But Freudian philosophy is not my favorite. Because among other things, it argues that everything that humans do links to sex and death, and nothing else. And dreams and other dreamlike states are the way that you can access these unconscious desires. Cool in theory. The trouble is that it was used as a sort of carte blanche for psychoanalysis to do whatever it wanted. And psychoanalysts used that, they basically weaponized it to do whatever they wanted in turn. Because you can just say, well, oh, well, here's my interpretation, and I'm the doctor here. So it led to a lot of, like, scientific and academic prospects being done in bad faith because they could basically make the results say whatever they wanted. The whole point of psychoanalysis lies in, oh hey, I gotta take a picture of these when I see them. The whole point of psychoanalysis is the interpretation of dreams and using stuff like Rorschach tests and hypnosis and other things that lift up the veil to reveal the unconscious, or at least that's what they claim they do. But they can kind of just tweak the numbers to say whatever, which leads us back to Wortham. Wortham really did not like comics. He didn't like what they were doing to the youth, he didn't like what they were trying to say. Alarm bell number 2. Anyone who says that they're trying to protect the youth from being corrupted is just doing shit for the sake of their own benefit. They are not doing it to protect the youth. They're doing it because they don't understand something. I'm thinking almost specifically of video games cause violence, because it's a very similar rhetoric of, we're protecting the children from these horrible things that, oh, they don't understand what's going on, but we do. I am a concerned mother, and this is what... I'm stuttering a bit, and it's kind of ruining the effect, but you get what I'm talking about, I hope. That sort of mentality of taking up arms and getting involved for the sake of a group that doesn't necessarily need that help. Children, like, by and large, there's stuff like the Pandora Bobo doll experiment that do prove that that kind of behavior that is seen by children is oftentimes behavior that children like to replicate. But to then go that extra step and apply it to an entire medium feels irresponsible. But back to the matter at hand, Wortham constructed an entire argument using psychoanalysis and presented it to Congress. And on one hand, I'll admit that it's a good argument within the realm of, you know what? This feels like a Urasuki's Dream Apartment moment, because normally you have to find the right passage to get to second nexus. I'm just gonna cheat. Let's go the shorter route. The thing is, it worked. It worked very well. And Wortham ended up convincing the entire Congress to pass a bill that would become known as the Comics Code. It's like that's the main reason why I don't trust psychoanalysis or psychoanalysts, but there's a whole mirth of other reasons. It is Rainbow Ruins. There you are. Corrupted Love World. That's this one, I think? I can never remember these. Hey, and then Unknown Child's Room. This is a good screenshot, actually, because it's got the 28. I guess we wander around and look for that connection. Oh. What badge did I just get? O1-kun. Did I just get a badge for interacting with every type of O1? Oh my god, I did! That's awesome! I don't know if that's better than the Gakkaron, but that's great. There's definitely some deep, depressing lore in Kotensu's world that I do not fully understand. I can only assume there's something in here. Okay, so is there some other way to get in here? Oh, shoot. Yeah, I gotta come here from Blue Lavender Shoal. How do I get to... Ah, Opal Ruins A. Okay, that works. Does it? I think it does. Whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There is still... There's still some kinks to iron out with this system. Or at least with how I'm using the system. Okay, so if I remember correctly, the best way to do this is to go up into Winter Valley and then back down. Or, I guess, out. Yeah, it's top left. It's top left. I don't remember where top left. Also, there's been a lot of really cool news with regards to indie games. There was an update to Brutal Orchestra. Super Fighters Deluxe is getting updates again, which had me gobsmacked. UFO 50 is coming out tomorrow, which I'm super excited for. That'll be fun. And Rhythm Doctor got an update. Or they added one new song. And it's a weird one. It's a song that is a collaboration with a upcoming mobile game called, oh, what's the name of it? Circle of Lights, I believe? Okay. I could have sworn, yeah, I've been in this before because of the, you give the child the present and that's what causes the event. I remember this. Uh-oh, wait. Okay, nice. Okay. And then from here, this area is obnoxious. Hmm. Right. Oh, right. I never actually talked about the ignoble prize. I kind of just mentioned that it existed and then trailed off to talking about other things. Because this game makes me ADHD as hell. But, there are some truly hilarious articles there. Like, there was one about a very specific, I think it was a type of primate that has cubic poops. Like I said, there's a lot of poop, a lot of pee for some unknown reason. Okay. I'd go over and take a picture with the 28, but I already did that. But I am not one to... I'm not one to not do something just because I've already done it before. Just not making it the thumbnail is all. Okay, perfect. A lot of poop, a lot of pee. There was another one about how mammalian bladders, on average, take roughly 20 to 25 seconds to empty, regardless of species. There were a couple of political ones, like I said. There was one for BP after the BP oil spill. Right, this. It's a 1 in 3 chance. It's funny, last time I was here, I was in a hurry to get it done by 30 minutes, so I wonder if I'll get lucky this time. Okay. Oh, right, you need to spawn in the antennas by going over there first. I gotta say, over time I've learned to kind of love Kotetsu's worlds. They're not my favorite, but I have to admire the vision. Oh, perfect. I have to admire the vision. There we go. Okay, this is how you get in here. Right. Oh, right. Okay, and there's a... I'm not gonna bother with it, but there is a Panako's House event here. Damn it. Okay, that's all I got for now, I think. Let me go back to the Nexus. Oop. Okay, well I guess that's all I got. I want to end while it's still in 28 minutes. Thanks so much for watching.